Just 1 minute. I just want it to go live. Then we'll just go on.
The canal.
Just great. So perfect. So we're streaming live on YouTube. So perfect. Everyone can hear me. So Oladoja Emmanuel, you're welcome. And everyone, Engineer Blessing, you're welcome. If I've not called your name, just know I can see you. Olamide Philip, Abiodun, Victor Ayode, Samuel Bukumi, you are all welcome. So let's get started. We are all surveyors and some of us are engineers. Fundamentally, in the science of surveying, if you see the last email I sent, we realize that we all work from known to unknown, or what we describe as working from whole to parts. That means in every aspect of our geospatial profession, there is always the requirement to know where you're coming from. So because a project you're working on, let's say I'm a construction project, there is always this need for a reference control on site. So that reference control is not going to be standing on its own independent. It's always expected to be tied either to the state geodetic framework or the national geodetic framework. So that is the entire idea of working from whole to parts, or working from known to unknown. But we realize that over the years, before the advent of CORS station, there is this passive control, which we call a concrete monument control. It could be primary, which is a first order or a second order control. And those controls established are required to provide geospatial professionals, engineers, surveyors with the reference they would need to tie every construction job, cadastral projects, topographical projects, so that activities that involve development on the earth surface is not independent on its own. So that is the entire idea behind it. And because that is important, people started realizing that when they need to go to a new site, let's say, for instance, you have a project in Jos, and you're required to look for the existing government control in Plateau State. What people do most of the time is when you get there, you start calling your friend, that means your city. Is there any known primary control around here that you would need to give me the coordinates? And it's possible your friend could give you the coordinates, but when you go and look for that control, maybe you've traveled about 1 hour, depending on the kind of project you're working on. After arriving at that point, you realize that that control is no longer in situ, meaning maybe it's been broken, maybe it's deviated. What do you do in that instant? And what you do in that point is begin to look for another one. And that is what we want to solve. And how are we going to solve that problem? We realize that most people have been using CORS stations now. CORS station provide the platform for solving that problem. But in our own peculiar Nigerian situation, there are limitations. I will tell you. What is the limitation? Data access. You go to a new state, how do you get access to the static data? Because if you're going to do the formal way we carry out our observation, you need to set up a base station on that known control, carry out static observation, download the data, and you carry on and do post-processing. In this session, we are not going to go on the theory, but we're going to show us what is available for us to begin to use. And because you're going to carry out post-processing, that means if you don't have a GNSS receiver on a known station, but now you want to use a CORS station and you need static data from the CORS station, what do? the same problem. You begin to call, is there a government CORS station here? Or is there a private CORS station here? How do I get access to the static data? This becomes a problem, and it is a fundamental problem I have experienced. In 2013, when I got into Lagos for the first time, I was carrying out my research for my master's program in baseline observation and accuracy performance on GNSS baseline. And I needed to work with CORS station. And the CORS station only available for me then was the Lagos. Then Lagos had just one CORS station. And for me to have access to that data, I would need to go to the Office of Surveyor General. That is basically what I did. Someone is just making a statement. Good. Jubril, that's an important statement. Please, if you've not muted yourself, just kindly mute yourself. Mute yourself, please, if you've not muted yourself. Please, if you've not muted yourself, just mute yourself before we go on. So let me go on. So I said in 2013, I was having my master's program. And in that moment, I was looking for static data from CORS station. Then we understand that the federal government has some CORS station around the country. But I really did not know people from the Office of Surveyor General then, not to talk of, for me to reach out to them, that means I will need to travel to Abuja, write some letter to them, and basically tell them I have this research work and how I'm going to get the data. I really do not have a lot of people, and my program was supposed to be for 1 year. So I had that limitation. But the good part was I went to the Office of Surveyor General in Lagos. I gave them my time of observation, and they were able to manually download the static data from the CORS station then, and they gave me the data. Why all across Nigeria, there were really nowhere I can go to at that point to go and access the data. Maybe I was in Lagos, I was going to travel to Abuja to have access to the data. And I never had the resources for that at that particular time. Meaning, availability of data, it's important for people, for professionals, or even people in the research industry. So what did I do? I was working at that time with a company, with Lotsfield Limited, and they were a Trimble distributor. And within the Trimble Business Center, I was able to access IGS stations from outside Nigeria. So I got access to GNSS data from Benin Republic CORS station, which was an IGS station, International GNSS Service Station. So look at the irony. I could not remotely access GNSS data from any of the CORS stations in Nigeria, but I could access GNSS data from CORS station from Benin Republic. I don't know if that station is still active now. Through the Trimble Business Center online software. So I connected the software because we had full license of that to that software, and I was able to download the data. Now just imagine, if I never had that knowledge working with the Trimble distributor, there was no way I would know that I would be able to access that data. For me, that became my eureka moment. In this what we do as scientists, the moment where you just tell yourself, I found it. And what I found was what I was going to spend the rest of my life doing. And that is making data available. I realized for the profession to grow, static data should not be difficult for people to access. And in 2019, we established our first CORS station in Lagos. And then over the years, we expanded CORS station across Nigeria, privately owned ones, and the ones we worked with Association of Private Practicing Surveyors and Nigerian Association of Surveyors in different states. And we did not just end there establishing this CORS station. We went on to build a web service. not just a web service, we went on to develop a mobile app. So we currently, Sacradion with our team, have a web service, which I'm going to demonstrate to us here, where you can download static data from any of the CORS stations all across Nigeria, over 22 of them. And even those in the US, those in Canada, anywhere you are in the world, you can log onto this platform and download static data. Not only that, what about RTK? We have also built a mobile app which we call SOCPOS. And just from your phone, anywhere you are in Nigeria, you can log onto that app. It will tell you the closest CORS station you have based on your location. And from that app, you can gain access to the CORS station you are interested in working in. And that is why we are here tonight in this geospatial night to talk about the solutions and how we can begin to implement them beginning from today. Is that very good? Is that very good? Let's just drop comments in the chat session. Is this very good?
Very good. Very good, sir.
Nice.
Great.
Interesting, very good.
So with this, we're going to start on by going on to the first part. The first part of our presentation today is the web service. How can you access static GNSS data anywhere in Nigeria, independent of where you are staying or even outside Nigeria? How can you access static data based on your time of observation? And with this, we begin our first section. I'm going to be logging onto the web service now. While I log, I'll just drop a comment. Jubril, please drop the comment of the website. Drop the comment on the website in the comment section while I go to the site itself. So we're going to talk about how the website works and how you can begin to use the platform. Yeah, so the website is www.sacradioncors.com. I'm going to be sharing my screen now. So if you can see my screen, please also just comment. I can see your screen. I'm trying to share the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Can you see my screen? Just comment.
Yes, we can.
Oh, yes. Okay, I can see Geomax Service, yes. Mobolade, yes. Where else? Oseni, yes. Oh, perfect. Anthony, yes. Kayode, I can see it now. Great. So now this, what you're seeing here is, so this is the site, and this is www.sacradioncors.com. So if you're coming here for the first time, all you need to do, you can just take a note, please. You sign up. So if this is your first time visiting the site, you just sign up. And on the left, you can see different locations where we have CORS. It's actually more than this. It's updated more than this. So you sign up, and how do you sign up? Your name, your last name, you create a username, company name, country, email address, phone number, the regular way you can sign up on any website. But if you already have an account like me, I will just sign in instead. So I'm going to sign in now. So I'm in. So the first thing you're going to see on the site is welcome to Circadian Online GNSS Positioning Service. That's SOCPOS. And within the site, if you scroll down, you're going to see different locations where you can access static GNSS data. So we have Abia State, Abuja, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Plateau, Lagos, Niger, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Rivers. And in Lagos, let's say you click on Lagos. Let's say you click on Lagos. You're going to see welcome to Circadian CORS, Lagos. And under Lagos, you will see two locations. So currently, we have two locations in Lagos. We have a core in Ikeja, and we also have another one in Awoyaya. 1 minute, please. Okay, so back to what I'm saying. So in Lagos, we have two core stations at the moment, Ikeja and Awoyaya. So let's say I go to Awoyaya. So if I come to Awoyaya, so this is what you're going to see. And the next thing you click on seek data. So how does it work? You know, for static observation, if you have your regular base, what you're going to do is you will record your start time and your end time. But for CORS station, it continuously observe GNSS data, and as it observes, it logs onto the server and it comes to the web service. And what you're seeing here is you're going to choose the month. We are in May. Year, you choose the year 2026, and day. Today's date is what? 31st. So this is how it works. So we can see that I can even sort the data, how much data I want to see. So this is how it works. So after you carry out your static observation, you only note your start time and your end time. Then you come to the CORS portal. You come to the circadiancors.com, log onto the site, go to the states where you are carrying out your observation, then you choose the time of observation. Actually, the data logs onto this portal every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, it will log. So the last time it has logged is around 6 o'clock. So this is our today is 31st, and we are having data 6:30. You can see maybe in the next 4 hours, the data would log. But at the end of a 24-hour stretch, all the data would have been there. So you can see this is the time now is what? 8:35 Nigerian time. And the last time it logged was 2 hours ago. So in the next 2 hours, more data will come. The data of 8 o'clock will now come in. So that's how the platform works. So you come to this site, you choose your data, and on this portal, we have observation and navigation file. The data is directly in Rhinex format. So it is not just the observation file that is here. We have the observation file, we have the navigation file. So the complete satellite ephemeris data is on the portal. So you simply look at the time of observation. Once you go down, you look at the time of observation. This is 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Remember I said it logs and stores 2 hours. So you see 6 o'clock, you see 4 o'clock. After 4, you're going to see 2 if you go to the next site. So that's how it works. Is this clear? Please, if this is clear, I just want us to drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let me just know we are following. Is it clear? There will be time for question at the end, but let me just know that we are following. Oh, very clear. So fantastic. Fantastic. So this is how it works. So let's say you want to go to another location. You simply go back. You can click back on home. Once you go back to home, you can go to any other place. Let's take, for instance, I want to go to Akwa Ibom. So we have a course in Uyo. The same way, I click on seek data. And same way, I will choose my time, year, and dates. Let's say I'm even choosing on the 14th or 16th. If I choose 16th, look at the 16 data will come in there. And how do I download? I select the time of observation, and once I select it, I can download directly. If you want to download all at once, you will need to select all, but that will take a longer time to download, except your internet is very fast. So, and you basically just choose, I always recommend, if you're working with this platform, choose a time before your start time and choose a time after your end time. So you have the complete session of your data. So let me take, for instance, you start your observation by 10 o'clock in the morning, and you are ending your observation by 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I would recommend you, if you're downloading static data, because you know your base data should be longer than your rover. So you can download from 8 o'clock in the morning, then 4 p.m. in the evening. So that will give you a complete cycle of your GNSS observation session. And this data is in Rhinex format. So it means you really do not need to go back and start converting, which means it doesn't matter the brand of GNSS receiver you're using. If you're using Trimble, Leica, any other brand, Tassos, High Target, any brand you're using, Comnav, any brand you have, you only need to download your data because it's in Rhinex. It is compatible with all the various GNSS receiver you might be using. So I'm welcoming those that are just joining us. Currently, we are 90. We're having 90 persons live in this session. And I want to welcome everyone joining us for the Geospatial night. So this is how it works. Once again, I want to go back to home and show us what we have again. We have Abia, Abuja, Akwa Ibom. Just take note of the website. In your free time, you can go there and download data based on your research work or based on your field operation. Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Ebonyi, Edo, Plateau, Lagos, Niger, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Rivers State. And this is not the end. Before the end of this year, more other stations will be coming on. And as they are coming on, they are also coming on live for us to have access. So with this, we are coming to the end of static observation. The one that I know most people go into is real time. I know some people will tell me, I don't have time for static, but static is very, very important. If you're going to work in a construction site, you need to establish a benchmark on your site. And you can't do RTK for that benchmark. You need to carry out static observation, carry out the post-processing of that data, and you have a permanent station on that site. That is for static observation. But if you want to go for RTK, if you're waiting for RTK, I would like you to just type, I'm waiting for RTK. If you're waiting for RTK access. So I've shown you several CORS. The next question will be, how do I have access to these stations in real time? If you're waiting for real time, please. I'm waiting for RTK. Oh, great. Victor Adedapo. Abasi, I'm waiting for RTK. Michael. Yes, is this a zip file? Yes, that's a very good question. I'm going to come to question. Let me take this question still on static. Absolutely, because you can actually zip the file. When you download a single data from the site, it downloads as a single file. But when you select multiple data, it downloads into a zip file. So that's a very important question. So it downloads into a zip file. So if you decide to select multiple data and click download, it's just going to download into a zip folder. But if you select a single file, that would download as an observation file or the navigation file. Like you said, the navigation file, the orbital file, the observation files, all of them are contained there. So if you take your time and go through the website, I would encourage us to take our time and go through the website. You have access to all those data. And if you select multiple stations, they come down, multiple data, they are downloaded as a zip folder. And with this, we are going into RTK observation. Now, Jubril, I would like you to just start getting set. And before you get set, let me just do an introduction. For you to work with CORS station in RTK, there are 5 parameters you need, and I'm going to type them. Please take note, 5 parameters. I'd just like us to type 5 parameters. There are 5 parameters you need to work with RTK with CORS. Please type 5 parameters. Perfect. So 5 parameters you need. And what are they? Number 1, CORS username. Number 2, CORS password. Number 3, IP address. Number 4, the ports, P-O-R-T, the access ports. Then number 5, the mount points of the CORS. The mount points. So take note of those 5 information. Number 1, your CORS username. Number 2, your CORS password. Number 3, the IP address of the CORS. Number 4, the ports. Then on number 5, the mount points. Thank you, Francis Otia. Perfect. So those are the 5 information that you need. So it doesn't matter, like I keep saying, the brand of the GNSS receiver you are using. It doesn't matter the brand you are using. These 5 parameters are fundamental. So it doesn't matter the brand you're using. You just go to a new station. All you'll be looking for is, how do I get my username? How do I get my CORS password? How do I get my IP address? Then the the IP address of the CORS, the ports, and the mount points. So those are the 5 information or the parameter you need to connect to any CORS station anywhere in the world. So those are the 5 information you need. So once you have this 5 information, every GNSS receiver brand have their own way of entering this 5 information in the data logger. And basically all you need to do is to go to the receiver, to the rover of your receiver, and you input this information. It's every receiver have their own unique way, but it is not difficult. If you can use one, you can use all. You only need to understand this. That's why we're talking about the basic, the foundational information you need. So these are the 5 information that you need. And this is where the SOCPOS mobile app comes in. I don't know if we're all using our mobile phone or if we are using the computer. This app, currently we have developed the app, the same SOCPOS web service to access static data, but to access the RTK data is the mobile version. And if you're on Play Store, I would like you to just type SOCPOS mobile. And at this time, I'm going to invite Jubril to come online while he goes on. Jubril, I'm just going to let me invite you now. Just hold on, Jubril. Sorry, Jubril, I'm trying to find you. Just hold on. Okay. Jubril, can you drop a comment in the chat session? Please drop a comment so I just see you easily. Hope you've not gone. Okay. Okay, good. I can see you. Thanks. Jubril, I'm going to make you the host briefly, so you can go on and share.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Jubril. We can hear you.
Okay. So firstly, I would like us to first download the Suppose app. So what I want us to do is, I want us to first go to our Play Store.
Great, Jubril is live.
I don't know if you can see me.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. So once you go to your Play Store, you search.
Just speak a little bit louder.
Suppose app. SOGPOS. Mobile. So once you search for the Suppose mobile app, you click on search. This is the interface. You want to click on install, but I've installed it already, so I'll just be opening the app. Upon opening the app, it will ask you to register. Let me log out. This is the interface which you will see. You will see register, you see login, you see continue with Google. So for an existing user, you can click on your email address and password and login. But for a first-time user, you click on continue with Google or click on register. So you can click on continue with Google. So it has logged in my account. So what I want us to notice is that the interface here, you can see browse course and view profile. Under the browse course, you will see the list of course stations which we have in Nigeria. We have the Aba course, the Abakaliki course, the Abuja course, the Asaba course, the Awoyaya course, Bayelsa course, the Calabar course, the Futmina course. And you can see each course, you can up to the Warri course. Now, if prevention now, I'm interested in the Ondo course, I click on the Ondo course. You can see from this interface now, you can see the latitude and longitude of the course station itself. The distance here they are seeing is the distance from my position to the course station. I don't know if you understand what I mean. The distance in which we are seeing here is the distance from the course station to where my phone is, where I'm actually staying. That's the distance. That's the 186.20 kilometer. And you can see
just hold on, Jubril. Just hold on. Let me just make a comment. Please, if you've installed this app, just let us know. Just let us know. There will be time for question. That's why I would encourage us to install the app, even while this session is ongoing. You can install the app. Just install the app, Suppose Mobile. Great. So you can go on.
Okay. So once you click on the course station you're interested in, you will see the distance, the signal, the IP address, the ports, and the mount point. Now, out of the 5 details you need to connect to the course station, here you can see 3 details already, which is the IP address, the ports, and the mount point. You always want to list them out in case you are using this course station. Now, peradventure, now I'm using the Lagos course station, which is closer to me here. If I'm using the Awoyaya course, the distance is 53 kilometers. So I can actually use this one and subscribe to the course station. So what I want to do is choose a plan to subscribe. And as you can see the plans that we have the 500 naira, we have the 3,000 naira, that's for 30 days, that's a month. And we have the 30,000 naira, that's for a year. And you can see how cheap the thing is, because if you are subscribing to a course for 500 naira, just for a day, just to have access to it for a day and do what you want to do. I don't see what was the need for us not to say, okay, 500 naira is a big deal to pay and subscribe. So if you click on this 500 naira now and you click on subscribe to course, it will tell you to confirm the subscription in which you want to do. You click on confirm. Once you click on confirm, it will bring you to the interface to check out. That's the pay stack. Yeah, you can do either card transaction, you can transfer, you can pay with card, you can pay with OPay, depending on what you want to do. So if I click on pay with transfer, then I can see it will generate an account number for me and the amount to pay. So I just need to copy it, then go to my bank app and pay. Paying 500, click on confirm. So once you are done, you go to the web browser back, you click I have sent the money. Then to do it, as you can see, payment successful instantly. Then you can go back to the app, return to the app. Then all you need to do is refresh. As you can see now, I have active subscription on our course. So for the next 24 hours now, I can easily use our course. I can write, as you can see, the IP address, the ports, the mouse point. Then you also need the username and password. To get the username and password, you can either click on this view profile here, or you click on profile at the right corner. Once you click on profile, here you can see the username and password unique to only me. So once you click on once you use this username and password, you can easily connect to the course. So what you want to do now is you have your mouse points, you have your username and password, you have your IP, and you have your mouse points. So those are the 5 things you need to connect to the course station using RTK module. I don't know if we are together.
Yeah,
Go ahead. We are together. Go.
So let's say peradventure you're using the NOAA app or the task force itself, and easily come to the NOAA app. Once under a rover, you can add the new course that you just subscribed to. You click on this data link, you click on the PDA network or receiver network, depending on the receiver network is when your SIM card is in your receiver, while the PDA network is when you're sharing network or your device itself has a network. So you click on PDA network. Then you can click on this IP here. Once you click on this IP, it will allow you create new ones. So now you can list the as you can see, you can list the name of the course, the IP, the username, and the password. For Tasos equipment, the moment you bring in the username and password and your details have been filled up, all you need to do is refresh the mouse point. It will bring the mouse point name for you. So let me do that. So you can see. Oh yeah. So the IP is 68.79.1.156. Username and password AGE TUX DNS AGE TUX ADNS. As you can see now, the moment I refresh the mouse points, it's brought the mouse point name for me. Then I can easily connect to my receiver, then start. That's how to use the RTK module. So as you can see, the username and password is unique just to only me. And as you can see, the name, I didn't create the username and password. I don't know if you've downloaded the app and try creating your own account. You see that the username and password that you have is unique to just only it was generated to you for you, and it can be changed. So it's always best to manage your account very well, so you don't know who and who you are giving the password to, so it won't be an issue later on for you. So as you can see, it is seamless to use and easy to use. So if you look at, as I said earlier, you can look at any CORS station around you. If it's that I'm using the one in Ikeja, the Ikeja CORS, you can see that one is closer to me. That's about 13.73 kilometers. So I'm supposed to have used this Ikeja CORS because this is closer to me than Awoyera CORS. So you always look at the distance to the CORS before you subscribe to the CORS station you're using. Any questions so far? Okay, I'm with you.
Please, the question I have is that what is the implication of the longer distance of the core?
That's what I'm
For
saying.
example,
Okay, for example, go on, sir. Go on,
just
sir.
what Ikeja is very closer to you, and you are
Yes, sir.
subscribed to Oyaya course. So if you use the Oyaya course instead of Ikeja course, what's the implication on the data?
Based on the research we've done, we've noticed that after 80 kilometers,
Okay.
after 80 kilometers, the error you are getting from your CORS station is very large. So we always advise that if you are using RTK model, the best limit for you to go is 80 kilometers.
80 kilometers.
So
Okay.
even with this aware course that I subscribe to, I can still use it to get my job and it's still perfect.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm going to Jubril, are you done sharing?
Yes, I'm done sharing, sir.
Okay, good. Let me reclaim the host. Then I'm going to show us some things on Google Earth now. So now this is, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So based on the question they asked, now we talked about optimizing CORS access in Lagos and Ibadan. The reason why we mentioned Lagos and Ibadan is we just updated a new CORS station in Lagos, and most people don't know that we have another CORS in Awoyaya. And that's why we are talking about optimizing in Lagos. And recently also we installed another CORS station in Ibadan, which we also had a Beyond CORS Summit in Ibadan. So, but it doesn't mean that that's the only place we have CORS. From the conversation we've had, you've seen every other place. But why we're mentioning Lagos is because people don't know that we have one in Awaya now. Now, the circadian course can cover up to 75 kilometers. So the core in Ikeja is in our office in Ikeja. So, and the buffer ring you're seeing here, this buffer ring is 75 kilometers. So when we had just 1 minute, please. So when we had just Ikeja, you could connect there in Epe, also in some part of Ibejuleki, Dangote refinery area. You can still connect. This is Dangote refinery. This 75 kilometers. But at the moment you exceed this point, it will still connect, but likely you're going to be having a float station. Just 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Let me do a search of a paper. So we back to this chat. I'm dropping a link for us in the WhatsApp group. Now we did a publication on connecting to this course, and let me see if I can even drop the paper. Just hold on. For all of us that are here live, let me see if I can drop. If you click on that link, it takes you to our publication. But let me see if I can get the paper and just drop it there. Good, I'm ready downloading it. I'm going to drop the paper directly in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Please, can you check the Zoom charts? Can we all see what I just dropped there? Oh, great. So what we've done is to carry out, when we had just one station, just take your time and go through that paper. When we had just one station, so when we had just one station, it was just in Ikeja. So anywhere around 75 kilometers, you could have a fix. But the implication is when you leave 75 kilometers, you're likely going to have a float. But the farther you are away from where the core is, the lower the accuracy you'll be getting. And we did the research work from 5 kilometers down to 85 kilometers. And we published it. And that is what is in that paper, showing you that it can go as far as 8 point something, about 8 cm when you are moving away. Because of that, there was the need for us to expand our network in Lagos, because in Lagos, we have so many users. And that is when we introduced the Awoyaya core. And with the Awoyaya core, we now optimize CORS access in Lagos. So anywhere you are, so look at this distance. Anywhere you are, let me even check how far. So the difference in distance is around 30 kilometers. So you see, just 30 kilometers, the difference is just 30 kilometers. So when you are here, there is a CORS station that is available for you. So at this point, you know that you have a Awoyaya core you can connect to. Because from the end of the 75 kilometers to the end is about 30 kilometers. But when you are connected to a Awoyaya core, even outside Lagos, you can still receive optimal correction, giving you fixed solution. And remember, whenever you're using CORS in real time, never you carry out your observation when it's floating. Ensure that you are always observing with a fixed solution. So you have Ikeja and you have Awoyaya, depending on where you are in the city of Lagos. So if you are going towards Ikorodu, you have a CORS to connect to. If you are going towards Badagry, you can see that Ikeja is even closer for you to connect to if you are going towards Badagry. But if you are going towards Ibejuleki, that goes outside Lagos into Odeomi, Otolu, Ebuteleki, outside towards the very end, from the eastern part of Lagos, Awoyaya covers you all through that side. But from the western part of Lagos to the extreme end, going towards Benin Republic, Ikeja covers you. So with this, we have optimized access to Lagos. And like my colleague said, you only need to decide which one you want to work with. With the CORS mobile app, automatically once you install the app, you have your username and password automatically created. But those username and password becomes active when you have subscription. So if you are subscribed to Ikeja, it becomes active. If you are subscribed to Awoyaya, it becomes active. And we decided to make it this flexible because we know that some people might not always want to go to site. Maybe their project does not require them going to site always. So if you are only going to go to site once in a month, I don't think it is necessary for you to go and do a monthly plan of 3,000. So that's just 500 Naira. We made that available. But if you are always going to sites, you realize that it is better for you to just do a monthly plan. But if you realize you are almost always 30 days in a month or 20 times in a month, you are always on site. So an annual plan might become flexible for you. So the option is there, is pay as you use, based on how you use it. So with this, we've come to the end of our presentation, and I would just want to take question for the next 30 minutes before we call it a night. So if you know it's been a wonderful session, please just drop in the comment section. It's been wonderful. Great, it's been wonderful. So we have a Telegram channel. Most of us should be in the Telegram channel. I'm going to drop this paper also in the Telegram channel. Our WhatsApp group is filled up, so we moved to Telegram. So we maintain more of the Telegram because we're having more people coming joining the Telegram channel. I'm going to drop the paper also in the WhatsApp group after the conversation today. I'll drop the paper in the WhatsApp group and as also in the Telegram channel. So let me stop sharing, and it's time for us to take questions. So if you have a question, just highlight, raise your hand up, then I'll unmute you so you can speak. Okay, link to join the Telegram channel. I'm going to drop the link also shortly. So I've just dropped the link. So question, do we have question? So I'm just taking my time. Just show me your hand and I'll unmute you so you can ask. Okay, someone is asking, or you can type, good, you can also type your question. How can we connect directly to satellite in a situation there is not network? Okay, that's a good question. Is asking if you are in a situation where you don't have internet connection. So that is another limitation of CORS, because if you are working in an environment where you don't have internet connection, what solves that problem in TASOS GNSS receiver is what we call TAP. TASOS Advanced Positioning. So every TASOS GNSS receiver you're buying from us now comes with this TAP feature. Currently we are still doing based on just the remaining stock left. After the stock we have, there's no more free 1-year service. So we have it based on the remaining stock, we have free 1-year service for every receiver you have. And TAP service, we've had like twice a webinar on TAP. And what happens in TAP is your receiver receives correction directly from the sky, and you are able to have 1.5 cm accuracy, just like Starlink, without internet, without base station, without core station. So how you integrate it with CORS is that's the feature called TAP field. So once you activate your tap field, anywhere you are working, even if there is no network, tap takes over and gives you the same level of accuracy. Also maintaining the same coordinate system you have been connecting to. Hope we'll get the link to rewatch. It's on YouTube. I streamed it on YouTube. Even after it ends, you can always see it on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Circadian Geospatial. The link will be on YouTube for you to stream. So like I said, the tap, every receiver, like now we're doing an AGM promotion. In the coming week, from next week, if you are on our email list, you are going to see the AGM promotion that I'll be sharing in the email list. So you see the AGM promotion, it will be coming out next week. So on all the receivers with the AGM promotion comes with that tap service free for 1 year. So the advantage of tap is when you have internet frustration, tap takes over and you are not worried about internet. Sobia Adewale is asking a question. What's your take using RTK mode for establishing control in a construction site? Although I hold a known autometric height doing site calibration and equalization. Okay, so I would say for construction sites, because static observation, RTK will give you accuracy in centimeter level. So your RTK will give you accuracy in cm, maybe 1 cm, maximum 8 millimeter. 8 millimeter if you are very, very close to where the base is. If not, you always be within 1 to 2 centimeter. So, and for your construction sites, I will recommend static observation. Static observation can give you your accuracy in 5 millimeter. Remember, this is, you want to be precise, meaning you want to have the highest level of accuracy possible, as close as you are to the most probable value, because we can't get 0. We want our geodetic reference, our control reference on site, to be as close to the most probable value as possible. True, you can carry out site calibration in an instance where you have existing control on site. You can carry out site calibration. But I'm talking about the first instance of establishing control on that site. I always recommend static observation, even for as far as if your control is far away.
Good evening.
For about 2 hours, static observation. You only do that once. You know, once you do the static observation once, you have that control on site permanently, and you can continuously use it. And you are sure that your the integrity of your control is in millimeter level, about 5 millimeter or 3 millimeter, depending on how long you carry out the observation. That's what I would recommend. Someone is asking how to activate tap field. So like I said, if you have our TASOS receiver, tap is not on any other receiver. It is a unique trademark for TASOS. So if you have the tap source receiver, you will have a module called tap. Please, if you've used tap feature, if you are one of our TASOS user here and you've used tap, you can just drop a comment. Let's know that we have people that have used tap. So you have a module called tap. So when you go to tap, there's a button that you will tick called tap field. It's just a check sign. Once you check tap field and you activate your tap, you can be working with your CORS and the tap will be filling the space of internet loss. So, and we do this training free for everyone buying receiver from us. It's a free training that we provide. Another question. Thank you, sir. This is from Victor Mosu. Thanks, sir, for the session. My question is, based on the SOC Post website for static, after downloading, how do we access the coordinates of the CORS right next? This is another very good question. Now, you know, we've shown you, oh, Francis is posting a screenshot. Yeah, great. That's TAP. That's the NOAA app. The NOAA app is available free on all Android phone. So back to Victor's question. We've shown you two things. We've shown you the SockPost mobile app, and we've also shown you the web service. If you go to the SockPost mobile app, on every CORS station you click, the location of the CORS station is on that app. The location on the app is in longitude and latitude. That is not an approximate location. That is the process coordinate of that course. The coordinate you are seeing there in lat long is the final coordinate of that course. But we left it in lat long so that you can easily convert to any coordinate system you are working in. The location of that of all our CORS station is processed based on the geodetic datum in that state. For instance, Lagos, the locations of the Ikeja and Awoyako was processed based on the vector 4 parameter and the Lagos geodetic framework. Every other state, the CORS is processed based on the geodetic framework of that state. So you're not worried of what is my coordinates system. Once you go to that state, you log onto your mobile app, you take the lat long, and you can convert to local Nigerian national, you can convert to UTM from the lat long. I believe that answers it. And no, that lat long is not an approximate longitude and latitude value. It is the final process coordinate of that course. So that's very good for you to know. So you just go to the app, you pick the lat long, you convert it, any software you are using. So that's why we left it in longitude and latitude. So you can now convert it to any system you want to work with. How do I activate my tap on my instruments? So if you got your receiver, so tap is a new feature that started in 2025. So if you got your receiver from 2025, definitely you have tap. Most people have got tap with free service. Many have been using it for free. So, but if your free 1-year service have expired, you can reach out to us on how you can renew your subscription of tap. So for tap service, we have a quarterly plan and annual plan for tap service. So if you've enjoyed your free 1-year tap service and you want to renew, the quarterly plan for tap is 250,000, while the annual plan, if you want to renew for 1 year, it is 700,000 naira. So I'm having another question here. Please let me go through. Good job, Soviachika. What RTCM do the CORS work with? So now the RTCM is RTCM 3.0. RTCM 3.0. But that does not really matter why choosing it, because those 5 parameters you choose, once you choose those 5 parameters, it's going to connect. Whereas RTCM 3.0, but it will not affect, even if you choose a different one, even if you choose RTX, even if you choose a different RTCM, it will not affect connection. Once the IP address has been selected, the port has been selected, your username and password has been activated by you making a subscription plan, it will automatically connect. This is an online session. Assuming it's a physical session, we would have demonstrated it for us to connect. Can we get a recording of this seminar? I said, yes, you can get a recording. It's going to be streaming on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is Circadian Geospatial. So that's the YouTube channel. You can follow us on YouTube. It's currently streaming live there. You can follow us on YouTube, and the recording after it's ended remains there on the YouTube channel. Do we still have question? Think I'm seeing. Okay, I'm seeing another question here. What is the meaning of GGA, which is always set to 15? No, that's just to clarify that. So the GGA is not what you set as 15. I don't think so. I think that is the elevation mask, 15, 10, 20. So GGA is just a streaming and NMEA format. It's just a streaming format for the CORS station. So it's just a streaming format. It's the global positioning solution fixed data format. So it's a streaming format for GNSS, global positioning streaming format. So it's a format in which the CORS broadcasts correction. So sometimes it can require you to select it, to activate it or not. But I think where you always see 15 is the elevation mask. And it's not really a must. The elevation mask is like it marks is the angle of inclination from the satellite to your GNSS receiver. The wider it is, the more satellite it will track. But it is good to reduce it to between 10. It's always better between 10 and 15 elevation mask, so that you can have optimal satellite reception between the base and the rover. Another question. I want to believe VRS solutions are offered as well. Oh, great question. So what we have currently is not VRS. So just to clarify, so VRS is a situation where you don't have to choose. For CORS station, we have three options in CORS station installation. We have a single CORS station, multiple CORS station, and VRS. So VRS represents virtual reference station. So for a single CORS station is a situation where you have just one CORS station in a state. So let's take, for instance, in Akwa Ibom, we have just a single CORS station. So that's just the CORS station whereby you need to connect to it, and the farther away you are, the lower the accuracy you get. But in Lagos, we have multiple CORS, because in Lagos, you have, if you take Lagos as a state as in context, we have Awoyaya CORS and we have Ikeja CORS. We have multiple CORS. So in multiple CORS station, you select the CORS that is closest to you based on the location where you are. But for VRS, you have multiple CORS stations within a closed network of about 40 to 70 kilometers apart. So when you have 40 to 70 kilometers apart, you have CORS stations in that network, just like geodetic network. So what happens? You do not need to choose the CORS that is close to you. The network and the VRS software builds a virtual station very close to you. You can't see the station. That's why it's called virtual. And at any point you are within the network, you are able to have 1 to 2 cm accuracy. So, but if we take the context of Nigeria and SAC region, we can say we have multiple stations around Nigeria. But are they VRS? No, because they are far apart. For you to build a VRS network, you need to have stations around 45 to 70 kilometers in network, built in network around the particular station. And you now need to also have a VRS software. Like for TASOS have the PNW VRS network software. So if we have network stations, we can deploy the PNW software, whereby surveyors do not need to start looking at which stations do they connect to. And the good thing, if you're a GIS professionals, you can now use your ArcGIS field software like the Survey 123 and connect 2 circadian CORS stations. I know most people don't know about this. Currently, if you are a GIS professional and you are into utility mapping, you can now use the ArcGIS field software, and you can use it and connect to any of the circadian CORS. But the only thing is you will need a GNSS receiver. You will need a TASOS GNSS receiver, but with your survey 123. But with your survey 123, you can now achieve 1 cm accuracy. Before now, if you use your survey 123, it will be giving you around 2 meter accuracy. But with your survey 123 and your TASOS GNSS receiver, you can now have 1 cm accuracy for your utility mapping. And this is active now for every survey 123 software or any field software from Esri. So we have that integration and we can do the configuration for you. Do we have more questions? If the minimum accuracy radius for RTK is within 75, what is the minimum accuracy for static? Great question. This is great question. So for static observation with the CORS station, now for static, you can go as far as 75 kilometers away. So you can go as far as 75 kilometers away from each station. The only difference is you are going to carry out a longer observation time. So for 75 kilometers, you can do like a 4 hours observation or 6 hours observation. So you can have better level of accuracy. You know, for static observation, the farther away you are, you're expected to carry out longer observation. So why RTK can go about 75 kilometers, giving you fixed solution within 5 to 6 cm accuracy. For static, you can even go as far as 150 kilometers. And you can now do static observation and download your data and have your results. That's interesting to know that ArcGIS Survey 123 can work. Absolutely. That can work. We have actually tested it and we are able to have 1 cm accuracy. If you need to configure that, our team are available to set up Survey 123 for you, so utility mapping can be carried out with high level of precision. Let's see, do we still have more questions? Okay, can TAP be activated on instrument without 1 year free access? Yes, absolutely. I've mentioned that TAP can be activated without 1 year free access. That is, we have a quarter plan, which is 250,000 for 3 months. You can have TAP subscription on your GNSS receiver. Yes, yes, there's overlap, but it's not VRS. There's overlap, but it's not. So Michael is asking. I asked because I already see overlap in your system, which is foundational for that purpose. Yes, so for us to achieve that in the nearest future, we'll need to establish more stations so we can build a network to achieve VRS. Yes, SOCPOS currently is not on iOS, but it is already in plan. We are currently in the developmental phase for that. And once SOCPOS comes on iOS, we'll announce it in the Telegram channel so that people can start using it. But the good thing is your SOCPOS, most data logger work on Android. So you can actually install your SOCPOS app on your data logger. So even when you're on field with your data logger, not even with your phone, you can have the experience of knowing the closest CORS station available to you. So I think I've been able to answer all the questions. Just 1 minute. Let me take a screenshot of of this. Do we have any question before we call it a night? Do we have any question?
Humans have never stopped exploring and surveying the Earth. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Okay, we have a question coming. How do we operationalize engineering setting up using CORS in static mode? So for practical instance, for engineering section using CORS, you carry out your static observation. If you're here at the beginning, it's the same way you need to establish a CORS station, a control on site. So it's just that you're going to download the static data you need to process your data, to process your control from the CORS station. That is basically what you do. You go to circadiancors.com, you download your static data, you set up your GNSS rover on your control points. Then you now process with that. So that's basically it. I just want to we're going to end in the next 5 minutes. While we are waiting for that, let me just play our theme song before.
Yeah. Welcome to Geospatial Night, where data meets precision and knowledge becomes power. With the G is king. Up to the sky, yeah, we map it all. Satellites above, here to sit some call forward and it's locked. Every point precise, Legos to the world. Yeah, we set price, RTK flow, centimeter dream. Force on the network, tighter than it seems. Leader in the air, getting every plane. Turning point clouds into insight, getting aerial vision. We don't guess, we know. Photo imagery, make the model go. From construction site to the curve, we define the future. This is how we live, from the get it set. Got story to tell. From the earth to the orbit, we read it well. Elevation rising, no limit. Stuck. Get ready for the knowledge. Get spatial. Yeah, we model the ground, EDM accuracy, got the message profound, UAV flight, yeah, we capturing truth from the pixels to the point, that's the power of proofs of this. Engineers, planners align, oil and gas, agriculture data redefined, smart cities, hopping with your spatial core, every industry knocking on the data, from base imaging yacht to the skyline view, every day is that clean, every upper truth, GNS king, nothing inside the kitty, unlocking global doors, so mastery. The world is coordinates. Every line tells a story. From the ground up, we elevate, turning knowledge into glory.
So thank you everyone for joining me tonight for the Geospatial night. So I look forward to having another session, hopefully next week, next weekend for another one. Within the week, will let us know what the next topic will be. I want to appreciate everyone for showing up live for this session. Surveyor Michael, Surveyor Sanusi, Olawuni, Samuel, Ruth, Adejumo, the Prince, Timothy, Sodimu, Osigwe, Hamzat, Nuruddin, Francis. The contribution was amazing. I want to appreciate everyone for your time, for creating this time to be with me for the special nights. So it's going to be much other ones are coming up. We're going to have topics on aerial mapping, manned aircraft mapping, LiDAR mapping, different topic, even bathymetric survey. There are some nights we're going to invite some professionals to come, people that are active in different aspects. So I want to thank you all for joining. I look forward to having you again for another session of the Geospatial night with the GNSS King. So if you're interested in trainings, we've set up a Geospatial center in Lagos, and we have several training portfolio. You can reach out to us if you're interested. But LiDAR mapping, we have a LiDAR drone now with the L3 LiDAR payload. We have terrestrial laser scanner. We have even the hand slam. If you're interested in training, GIS training, we have partnership currently with Esri. And if you're interested in GIS training, we have different portfolio. Since you're in our email list, we'll send it out and let us know how it goes. I want to thank you all for this session. Several other sessions are coming up, and I look forward to having you again for the next session of the Geospatial Nights. Thank you, and that is all for me from here. Good night, everyone. So you can unmute yourself and just say good night to every other person.
Good night, everyone. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Please, how do we get access to the record session of your chica?
Yes.
How do we get access to the record session for tonight, sir?
Okay, like I said, it's on YouTube. I just typed our site.
Okay.
I'm typing it again. Circadian Geospatial. The recording is on YouTube, so it will be permanently there on YouTube. Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
He's my baby.
Yeah. Welcome to Geospatial Night, where data meets precision and knowledge becomes power. With the GS King.